Bro, if there was really a virus, like, that was killing people on a mass scale, don't you think all the rioters, the looters, the military, and the police that are all in the streets all over right now would be getting the virus and dying, and there's no room in the hospital for millions of people and protesters in the streets that are all within 1 foot of each other spreading the fucking virus? Okay, let me explain something. At the beginning, I was like, there might be a virus, but it's man-made. Okay, it's on purpose, so they could follow through with the rest of the shit. Take the guns away, collapse the dollar, you know, blame the people for when we stand up, when we rise up, and we start rioting against oppression, against corruption, and then they're gonna call us terrorists. Then they're gonna enroll the full martial law across every country because they have the New World Order rolling out, one world government. So when they say martial law here, that means every country now follows suit. It's a one world government, New World Order. That's what the New World Order is. It's for them to take away the guns, so we can't defend ourselves. When they come in with the military and they say you fucked up, we're taking all your freedoms away, and you're gonna now operate under our authority. And mankind has shown themselves unworthy to make their own decisions, so we're taking captive of the human race for the greater good of the future of the human race. That's what they believe they need to do. That's what they think. All they need to do is stop fucking taxing us on every single tax, on every single transaction, and fucking, taxing every fucking tax that fucking comes out to tax another fucking transactions. Like, bro, it's like, I'll go and buy something with my card, and I get taxed on the product, then I get taxed on the transaction, and then the fucking tax from the transaction gets a tax on top of it. Like, bro, they extort us on fucking astronomical levels. Okay, we are being extorted willingly, and it's been going on for hundreds of years. Oppression and corruption, extortion from the government, from the establishment, from the system. We never needed it. We can govern ourselves. There will always be police. There will always be good people that will fight for good and protect people around them from evil. It's a human nature. We never needed to be dominated by police or a law or a government, because power corrupts. And that's exactly what happened. Now look at the world. This is because of oppression, racism, um, corrupt cops, corrupt law, corrupt government, greed, money, pride, man, the way man is, his nature. That's what this is. Godlessness. But if there was really a virus, don't you think there's no room in the hospitals? So those million people, bro, look at the fucking. Can you not see? There's a million people marching in the streets right now, hand beside each other, right beside each other, no social distancing. If it was because of social distancing, why this virus is spreading? So we need to, if from not implementing social distancing, that's why this whole thing is, the virus is spreading. The whole reason why we're locked down, the whole reason they're trying to enforce martial law and the curfew on us, the whole reason why we're fucking freaking out and fighting back and rioting and protesting and looting, because we know the dollar's collapsing. We know we've finally been extorted. We now know that the rulers of the powers in this world are fucking evil demons, and we've been held captive. We've been fucking captured as a human race, willingly, without even fucking knowing. So yeah, people are like, oh shit, and they're freaking out. You know what I mean? But that million people marching in the streets right now, 1 week there'd be a million people out there. The next week there would be three. The majority of the people will be sick from the virus. Not everyone's gonna die from it, but a lot of fucking people are. If it's that serious that we have to lock down the whole fucking planet, okay, and it's like the Spanish flu. If it's really as serious as they fucking claim, or they're making a big deal, taking the guns away, doing all this shit. Fucking cops marching down the street right now, just like that. I don't know why. They looked almost military, actually. That was fucking weird. They weren't in normal police uniform. I haven't seen that yet. See, they're coming out. They're getting ready to lock us down. They knew we would respond like this, and we would rise up and riot and loot, you know, do all that shit. They already knew that. They've been preparing for years and years. They've been bringing tanks in for the last 5 years into the major uh, cities the whole time. And people are like, why are all these tanks surrounding the cities? Just waiting for like something bad's gonna happen soon. Why are there 4.5 million FEMA coffins that hold 5 bodies per coffin surrounding every major city? Why are they putting all these things there? 5, 10 years ago? Well, because they knew 5, 10 years later that it would come to an end. The human race would fight. We would stand up. It's within our nature to fight for freedom. It's happened before. It's not brand new. This is historical. History always repeats itself. And they knew from looking at history within the last 100 years, within the last 200 years, 300,000 years, they know how human beings respond to oppression. So, what do we got to do this time? So, let's press them again with the oppression. Let's fucking really get them good. Let's get them fucking going. And then they're going to freak out. They're going to riot. They're going to loot. They're going to do all that crazy shit because they're so oppressed. They're so poor. They work their asses off for crumbs. And then they get extorted anyways through taxation. Like, eventually you're gonna fucking snap. You're gonna fucking snap, and you're gonna start taking shit because you know what? If it's that, I'm not getting robbed. I'm not gonna starve to death until I die. I'm not gonna get extorted and work like a fucking slave for peanuts while the fucking the rich get richer and the poor get poor. Fuck you. Eventually, I'm gonna snap and I'm gonna kick your fucking door and I'm gonna start robbing the rich people, and that's exactly what's happening. And then they point the finger. See, the people are bad. They're all terrorists. They're all criminals. Military, we need your help. Come in and kill our own fucking people. Because they figured out that we had them enslaved the entire time and that the dollar was going to collapse anyways. And we're fucking opting out to the space shuttle or some shit. You know? Now the people are freaking the fuck out because they know what's going on. Well, too late. We already been preparing for this for 100 years. Like, motherfucker. Like, you were too late 50 years ago. We already had your ass. But they learned from history with Hitler and all that shit, evil trying to take over the world before, and they almost did. This fucking close. Boom. But good will always win against evil. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't happen. Hitler didn't fully take. Well, he almost fucking did, man. Like that's the scary part. So now they learned from that. They said, well, what went wrong for Hitler? How come he didn't pull it off? How come he didn't get him? The fuck, man. Like freedom bounced back. Revolutionary people, black people bounce back. How come we didn't get him again? Fuck. Well, let's be real fucking slick this time. Let's roll it out over 100 years, even beyond our own time. We're not even gonna live to get to see this, but this is what we want right now. But we're gonna roll it out over generations of time, so that way it waters it down generation at a time to the point where it becomes undetectable, unidentifiable. Even let's give them a beer, let's give them a joint, let's give them some money, let's give them some stimulus. Let's milk them up. Let's feed them, get them nice and fat, so that way we can kill them and eat them. You know what I mean? Like in the end, like that's basically what's going on. That's what happened, and we're here. People have been saying for 10, 20 years that this was gonna happen. Nobody listened. I could drop a whole list, and it don't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. It's here, But bottom line is, use your fucking head. If there was this virus, bro, that human on human contact on a mass level fucking scale like that in the middle of the street, bro, you're gonna see like 100,000 people sick, puking, dying, fucking shitting themselves, pissing themselves, laying in front of the hospitals, all around, laying sick, dead. Because, bro, the hospitals can't take them in. They're protesters too. The military probably won't let them get medical attention. It's already overwhelmed. It's too late. There's no room for any fucking million protesters. There's no room for 20 more fucking people that need fucking ICU fucking breathing machines or whatever. They don't have no machines left. Respirators. They don't have nothing. They ain't got shit. So what the fuck makes you think that these million people that are marching in the middle of the street somehow aren't gonna get the virus and spread it on a mass level scale? Because everybody's right beside each other, screaming and shooting each other. Like the military, not everybody's wearing masks. A lot of things are being touched, and then someone else is touching it, and then someone's smoking a cigarette, and then someone's taking their mask off because they're bleeding because they got shot in the face with a fucking tear gas canister. Oh, as soon as you touch that and move that, boom, the virus touched your face. It's already crawling in your mouth. Bro, if it is a virus that moves like that, or if it's airborne, people are sneezing, coughing, yelling, screaming, fucking crying, bleeding. There's blood. Like, the if if you know anything about a virus of any type, of any kind, airborne or fucking, from contact, then use your fucking head, bro. Like, you gotta be realistic. And people aren't being fucking realistic at all. At the beginning, I said there is a virus and it's man made. It's so difficult to see. You know what I mean? But now I know logically, period. We know what a virus does. We know how it reaches other people. We know how it gets spread through contact, through coughing, sneezing, airborne germs that even if it just stays and floats for a second, you know, there's levels. There's airborne, and then there's like a sneeze airborne. There's airborne where you breathe the same air in the same space that it can spread. That's real airborne. Or there's airborne, like projected airborne, like cough, sneeze. That's particles of fucking germs in the and then they're floating and shit. And then you walk by like a couple seconds later, a couple minutes later, and there's still particles because they're so microscopic. They're floating around in the wind, in the air, for not forever, not for a long time, but still, it's when there's a million people in the same space. The fuck do you think is gonna happen? Like 2 + 2 = 4? No. To the rest of the world, it equals 3 because that's how fucking retarded people are. But whatever, like. What can I say? Like, fuck. You know? I don't know, man. Bro, it is like a fucking the most terrifying thing in the world to be conscious in 2020. It's fucking terrifying because everybody disagrees with you, everybody hates you, and everybody like is just like, oh my god, it's a nightmare. I know I'm well put together. I know I'm intelligent. I know I'm fucking my perception is correct. I know my perspective is correct. Okay? It's proven itself to me. Everyone else is just talking, freaking out, panicking, chaotic, and fucking expressing their opinions that come from no foundation of experience. Like, it's fake. Welcome to the New World Order. We willingly gave ourselves over to slavery. You're not even gonna believe what you're gonna see in the rest of your life, in the however long that might be. You will not believe what you're gonna see in the next 20 years, 10 years, 5, 3, 1 year. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. That's all I gotta say. I was right 5, 10 years ago. I said this. I was doing this right here, saying this shit. And it seems so corny to motherfuckers. So fake. And now here we are. I don't hear any of those people. I don't see them. I don't even know if they're alive, if they were smart enough to live as long as me. I don't know. I don't see them talking shit no more. Where the fuck are they? Because how come they're not saying I'm right? How come all the people that were talking shit about me or commenting or like 3 years ago saying I'm fucking crazy were people that I spoke to, or Facebook statuses I made 10 years ago when people were saying I'm fucking whatever for saying what I said? Why are they not here correcting themselves? Why? Because they were wrong. And why would you come in and fucking, they're too busy dealing with their current reality. They don't have time to admit that I was right. They're fucked now because they're completely unprepared from their ignorant way of thinking. I remember even watching YouTube videos 10 years ago talking about this shit, saying that we're all gonna get locked in our houses and lose our freedoms, and if you come outside you get shot or you go to jail. And I'm thinking, whoa, what kind of crazy world would that be? What kind of shit would that's got to be 100 years from now. It'll never be in my time. And here I am. I just didn't know it was going to be like initiated through a pandemic or a virus. I didn't know that part. I didn't even really know much about the Spanish flu. That's crazy. It was never emphasized. It was never talked about. It was never taught. It was never spoken about. Why is that? Because that would have been the factor that would have prepared us for this time now. They hid it, so we would be unprepared. Really? Is it that hard for you motherfuckers to see this shit? Same thing with Donald Trump. Is it that hard to see this motherfucker holding up a piece of paper that says it doesn't matter who's president, Jesus is king? Does that feel authentic to you? Does that feel like what a Christian would do? Does that feel, would Jesus do that? Jesus told us to not do things for display. He said do it behind closed doors. Any real true Christian that is blessing masses or doing anything, blessing anyone or doing any good, is doing it behind closed doors for God to see, giving the glory to God, not make self-glorification through holding, saying, I'm a Christian, worship me. That is going to reach the fake Christian demographic. Because if you were a real Christian, you would know your Bible tells you to watch out for shit like that and not partake in worldly ways. And that's worldly. And it says to not do things for display in front of others, but do it quietly for no one to see. Then you shall be truly blessed. That's what the Bible says. Did you call yourself Christian? You didn't know that? You didn't know? Where in the Bible? Oh, now I got to describe that. Oh my God. See, it doesn't matter what I say, what I do. You could go find that yourself. You could Google that, or you can just look in your butt and figure it out where it is. But just because this video is not about which, what page it's on, if it was James, Luke 1, verse 1, that's irrelevant to what I'm saying. Like, it's there. I don't have to be like, yo, this is the verse, this is the page. Like, you can do that yourself if you truly want to seek that out. I found it, I seen it, it's my reality. I was like, whoa, that shit's, and then I seen it in other versions of the Bible. Like, I do that on my own. Why do people not do the same? They would rather call you uncredible, but that's okay. That's just called ignorance. It's called living in ignorance. Willing to disregard somebody's truth and be like, oh, you can't even name the page, or you can't even name the verse, so it's not real. Motherfucker, all you gotta do is figure it out yourself. You can't figure out where that shit is, so you gotta call me, say what I'm saying is not true. Anyways, I'm off that. Do your own work. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for my Bible right now. I put it away in my fucking duffel bag because I was packing shit up. or else I would present that, but I don't have the time. I'm thinking about this, man. Like, when I think about it, I grab my camera, I start talking about it because I'm thinking about it and talking about it at the same time. And I'm like, once it hits me, I'm like, boom. I'm like, oh man, look at that. Really, eh? Think about that. If there was really a virus and there's a million people all holding fucking hands in the middle of the street, yelling at each other, you don't think you're gonna see the result of that? You don't know that the hospitals are full right now? So where are the million people, protesters and rioters and military and police gonna go when they're fucking sick because we're all in the fucking street together, spreading the virus, not doing social distancing, touching everything, smashing everything, spitting at everybody, screaming. There's fucking germs coming out of your mouth when you're yelling, when you're fighting, when you're fucking bleeding. Like, you don't know that? Really? Okay. I'm fucking fucked up, right? I'm crazy. Yeah, you're right. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, man? Okay. That's why I just was like, I'm not even doing YouTube videos anymore, bro. It shows that a very small percentage of the world's population is on my level of mental capacity. Like, can see what I can see, feel the way I feel, understand the way I understand. You know, like, that's so hard to believe, right? It would make you think, well, no, that can't be right. Because if everybody has the same opinion except for you, that would probably most likely mean that you're wrong. But we live in a world, in a society where the majority of the population operates in a really fucked up way. Greed, selfishness, evil, deceitful intent. People are not very good. You know, there's good people, but they're hard to find. It's easier to find fucked up people than it is good. So that would mean, in reality, that the majority of the world's population, or the majority of people, actually have it wrong. But because there's so many people that believe that they're right, it's easy to accept and go along with the rest of the majority and be like, oh, well, that must be right because everybody else says it's right. So there we go. See how fucking psychotic that is? That's the real truth. The majority of people are fucking wrong. And the very small few percentage of people that seem fucking crazy and very are saying things very far from the grasp of your reality or comprehension level are actually right. And what a nightmare it would be to be that person living in a fucking world with billions of people that are wrong. That will make you either kill yourself or your soul, body, and spirit will all die at the same fucking time, because that is so depleting and psychotic that one's mind could probably not endure. But those people are very special, spiritual people that God admires and protects. So just know that, man. Think about that.